Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Calypso Cigar Review Quickie. I am your host Brandon Luna, and today we'll be smoking another cheap bastard cigar. That's basically a cigar that you can find inexpensive that could be a great everyday smoke. It's not going to be the most complex cigar you have in your humidor, may not be the best, but if you can get it for cheap and smoke it every day, then that's the definition of a cheap bastard cigar. Today's cheap bastard cigar is the Nica Libre Potencia. Now, Nica Libres can be found on Cigar International, Cigar.com, and CBID very inexpensively. Typically, they were blended by AJ Fernandez. This one, the Potencia, is actually blended by Oliva at the Oliva factory. It's listed as a Nicaraguan Habanos sun-grown wrapper, and the binder and filler are Nicaraguan. That's about all the information that's there. The size that I got was the Bellicoso size, which is a 5x54. I picked up the box on CBID back in September for $46 for 20 cigars, which is a great price for a potentially very good cigar. So I'm going to go ahead and give it that cut and light, let you know what I think after the first third. Right off the bat, the wrapper looks a little toothy. It's got some bumps and stuff on it. It's not the most even color-wise, but it has a great kind of a sweet smell to it. It has a little bit of that cocoa smell to it as well. So I think it definitely has potential to be a great cigar. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a cut and a light, let you know what I think after the first third of the Nica Libre Potencia. Alright, so we're right at the end of the first third of the Nica Libre Potencia, and check out that ash. It's a beautiful ash. It's got some staying power. I'm not being ginger with it. I'm just letting it, do its normal thing, and it's hanging on. As far as the flavor profile of this particular cigar, it has some fruity notes to it right after you get past the initial first third. The first third is pretty much a lot of spice. It's got a lot of really good kind of cayenne pepper spice to it. Along with that, you get a little bit of a cocoa, but not a whole lot. It's kind of a muted cocoa, and that dried fruit, which I'm going to call not raisin, but prunes. That's the best I can describe it. It's like a very slight prune flavor, but just enough to keep it interesting, but not overpowering. But it has a lot of flavor to it, and I would definitely recommend picking some up. It's got great construction. The burn is ridiculous, and for the money, it's a great cheap bastard smoke so far. So I'm going to go ahead and give it until the second third and give you more of an update on the Nica Libre Potencia. Alright, so I'm about to the middle of the second third of the Nica Libre Potencia, and I gotta say it's a pretty darn tasty smoke for the price. I got a box of these for about 46 bucks on CBID back in September. I think that extra rest has given them a little bit extra flavor. They're definitely, let's say, medium to full-bodied in the second third, getting a lot of spice on that second third and a lot more flavor than the first third. There's definitely that dried fruit flavor kind of shifting away from prunes and going more towards the raisin at this point. Maybe even like a really kind of a sweet, not a traditional dark raisin, but that lighter kind of golden raisin flavor to it. So yeah, I mean, for 46 bucks for a box, if you can have the patience to do that on CBID and get a box of these, they're going to be a great everyday smoke. So that's really what the cheap bastard's about, is finding those smokes that maybe people overlook that are inexpensive and tasty. Now, it is splitting a little bit on me, but that could be because the RH has dropped in my humidors over this winter. I've knocked it down to, I think, 62, which is a little lower than I like. I like to keep it at 65. So maybe that had something to do with it. It could also be that it's a cheap bastard smoke. You never know. But I'm going to go ahead and give the last third a try and give you an update after the last third of the Nica Libre Potencia. Alright, so I'm about to the last third of the Nica Libre Potencia, and while it has split on me, the burn has been great. There's been no issues with having to correct the burn at all, so it's got a fantastic burn. The flavors have actually shifted slightly. They haven't shifted a whole lot, but right now I'm getting some leather, some spice, a little bit of that sweetness from the fruit has gone away, and mostly at this point it's leather and spice. But that leather wasn't there before. Mostly before, it was like a cocoa and a spice with a little bit of that fruit. I was saying originally it was like a, what was I saying, a prune kind of fruit, but it kind of shifted to more of like a light raisin, like a golden raisin. That's kind of gone, really. The sweetness is gone, and right now it's mostly just spice and leather. So it has some change to it. It's not very complex at all. But for the price, it's a darn good everyday smoke. So I would say for what, 46, about $2 a stick, really, it's a great everyday smoke. So I would say go ahead and give it a try if you haven't. Go to cigar.com, CBID, Cigar International, pick up a box. Let me know what you think. Post it in the comments. I think it's a great everyday smoke. So as always, check us out for the full episodes of the Calypso Cigar Review Podcast on iTunes. Give us the 5-star rating and give us the review. It helps people find us. Go to YouTube and subscribe and give us the comments. Go to iHeartRadio. We're on there. Heart us. And go to Podomatic, Spreaker. We're on all these sources where you can find us. Check out those reviews. And as always, it's been great smoking with you.